Well, welcome back, everybody. This is your Anime Degens with the BS Hour, episode 20. Like we always have, two fun topics. First being our review of Wolf Children. It's an interesting one, but I had fun with it personally. And then we're going to do the Degens Set Sail, which we will explain to you at the right time. But first, we're going to get into a little bit of news. We have Marin Miller. She will not surprise her role at Ranking the King's Chest of Courage. And guys, I was surprised that she came out and said this, but she won't be working with Crunchyroll ever again because of how her contract was like written, which I thought was kind of nuts. Have y'all heard anything like that before from a voice actor?
No.
Not from voice actors, but I've seen things like that in like Hollywood and stuff like that, you know?
Okay. All right. Yeah, this is the first time I've heard of something like this, so I thought it was pretty interesting.
You
She's
said
actually
it was over her contract?
Yeah, she said there were some unforeseen clauses and kind of like some illegal language in the Crunchyroll contract. And she was working directly with them, and she was Kage's mother's voice for the English dub. So she's done. Yeah, it's a wrap. But luckily for us, Rankings of Kings fans, she doesn't appear too much in the show. So
won't even notice.
Hey, I hope she gets a better contract in the future. But you know, what can I say?
Well, GG's. I watch subbed anyway, so.
Oof. It only matters to me. Shit.
So we actually got some Insomniacs after school news too. For all the romance fans out there, there's going to be a live action film premiere in Japan on June 23rd. The official Twitter has also released a clip from the movie for promotion. So I'm kind of excited about that. I don't know about y'all, but you know, we'll see what's up with it. If it ever comes over here.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably not something I would check out, but the fact that this might be the only live action genre that could work from anime and manga.
Yeah, like makes the most sense, right? Like if you try to do shonen, you have to like animate powers and things like this, but they're just taking pictures of the night sky.
Yeah, there's no gum fruit. There's none of that stuff required.
Exactly. Super easy. Yeah, I didn't actually know about this until a few days ago, and I was surprised it's coming out in a few days here. We recorded this on the 20th, so you guys know, but very surprised. But I think it could be good for people that are into that, you know?
Yeah. And Rising of the Shield Hero Season 3 will hold a world premiere tour in 5 countries: US, France, Germany, Canada, Japan, starting with Anime Expo in LA on July 3rd. Are we excited about that? Have you even watched it, Dan?
No, I haven't watched this yet.
You haven't seen
You guys talked about a turtle for like 3 days, and I was like, I don't want to watch this anymore.
Bro, so I'm pretty excited about Season 3 because the turtle season was so shit. They have to come out with a banger this time, because if not, they're gonna lose it, you know?
Yeah, the pressure's on from the fans, because Season 2 was absolute hot garbage. So I'm excited to see what they say about Season 3, how much they're going to try to hype it up, and then excited to see how much they can deliver of the hype they're building.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's based on a manga, right?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So just go see what the next, go look at a synopsis of the next.
You know I won't. You know I won't stop that.
Well, more if it says they're going to be in the back of a giant bald eagle flying through the sky, you'd be like, all right, it's a wrap. I'm not watching this shit, you know?
Bro, the first season was a banger. You don't understand, you know?
It was so good. It really was so good.
And the second season, just like, what happened, bro?
It was absolute garbage, actually. I think this was like the first isekai I actually ever watched, but we'll see about Season 3. It was, and then I had to watch that bullshit after, so.
Well, awesome. Well, we got Dr. Stone. Part 2 of New World is going to be dropping in October. And a little birdie named Tyler was telling me before we started recording that he might have to catch up on Dr. Stone so we can do it in the rundown. Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah.
What?
I think that's doable, right?
It is. It's very doable. I'd be so excited. Yeah, do that. Yeah, get that done.
I mean, y'all caught up, right? So don't y'all think that the second part's is it pretty exciting, whatever's going on? Yeah?
Yeah, we're building up to some fun. I think we're building up to a really, really exciting conflict, I guess.
It's gotten so much
yeah.
more interesting, and they've added so much to the plot. Yeah, I'm really really excited for the second part of New
Okay.
World.
Yeah, we'll
But
see.
yeah, to watch it by October is extremely doable.
I think I
Yeah.
watched it in a week. Well, I
Yeah,
caught
it
up.
does-
I watched the first season, or was it 2? Is this the second season?
Yeah, it's the second season. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I watched the first season in like a week, dude. Kick.
Was it like
third season. This is the third season. My bad.
It was like, I don't know, it was like 30 something episodes or something to catch
Yeah.
up.
I was
Maybe
gonna say
40
it's only
now.
like what 16 or 12 episodes or something.
Yeah, it's
season?
somewhere in there. I think it's like
Yeah.
16 a season. Yeah, super easy.
Yeah, I can do it by fall. So
Excellent. So, guys, next we got Demon Slayer. They announced the Hashira training arc adaptation, and they released a little bit of some visual teasers for us. Did y'all get to take a look at it?
yes, sir. It had 4 Hashira in there. It had Genya's brother and
Yes, sir.
who else did it have?
It had Saname. It had the stone Hashira who's always crying. The water Hashira, and then the snake one.
Yeah, I'm excited to see more
possibly.
about the snake one. Looks super creepy, but it was really nice to Mitsuri got her the green socks, so I'm excited to see about that. Yeah, Dan was saying in our previous episode that this is supposed to be like a shorter arc, but I'm sure they'll drag it out to the 13 episodes or whatever they normally do. Shit, that's pretty
No.
easy. Really?
No, this is
No?
like maybe like 3 to 6 episodes worth of content in this arc. It's pretty short. I mean, it's a training arc.
This is a training
you know?
arc, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it might be like a TV special, not even like a full season or something like that. I'm not sure.
I'm
I
down with
think
it.
they'll pull another Mugen train on us.
Kind of the same feel as that. I don't know if they'll release it as a movie though, because I feel like if they were going to release it as a movie, they would have said that.
Right,
Okay.
right. That's fair.
It'd be cool if it was a movie though. I'd go see Demon Slayer in theaters like for a third time.
I was about to say, you got to say again, dog.
Third time.
Well, we also got some One Piece live action news. Apparently, the One Piece live action is coming out on August 31st, in Netflix. It's going to be 8 episodes long. We assume an hour a piece. So, pretty excited that Oda, gave the go ahead and it's set to come out now. So now we get to see if it's going to take over the world or not. So,
Yeah, I'm sure you guys both like saw the trailers. Like, did those get you pumped?
yeah. The CGI looked amazing, bro. Honestly.
Yeah, the Sea Kings looked incredible, but
Yeah, I thought it was awesome.
some of the environments they were in, like I think it was when they were, Zoro's on the I don't want to say a cross, but the cross, and like he's there.
The wooden post.
The background looks so fucking corny. And
Yeah.
it looked like a CS:GO map, like dead ass, like on the spot.
A lot of people's complaining about that too. So
I looked into it a little bit. I mean, well, I saw it on Twitter. I'm not going to say I did
Yeah.
research. So I was scrolling Twitter, and actually they got to ask someone that was working on the movie, and this wasn't any of like the final cut scenes. So all that was work in progress, thank God, because some of it did look like CS:GO, like you said. But I'm cautiously optimistic. The Last Airbender still is very fresh in my mind, even though that was over a decade ago. Almost 2 decades ago. That hurt.
Yeah, we were kids for that one, dude.
Ooh, yeah, I was like 10, 11 years old. But regardless, I'm trying to be cautious.
So I heard that that was a year old. That the content in the video was a year old. So we'll see. So
yeah, but it's got me feeling better about it. As y'all have known, I've been almost wholly against it, but that gave me some hope.
I think they picked good characters, though. I think the characters fit the personalities well. I didn't see
100%.
Usopp's nose, though.
Dude, they can't put that on there. They can't put that on there.
I don't believe that's kosher, my man. I would not be good.
Yeah, I think the one thing I noticed that I really didn't like is that so the actress playing Nami has like naturally almost the right hair color, and they put her in a wig.
Yeah.
And the wig you can just tell is a shitty wig, and
it is a shitty wig.
Hopefully they do something to like, in after production to make it look more real. But yeah, it just like it was a shitty wig. I was like, she has the right length hair to see if she'll dye it orange, but maybe she wouldn't. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, because I know the photo that you're talking about. Is that her natural hair color, or did somebody like just Photoshop that shit?
No, that's like her natural hair color is like all light brown.
That would have worked, honestly.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of orange highlight and call it a day. But the wig is there. All we can do is pray.
Yeah, GG's. I
But
mean,
yeah,
if that's the worst things about this movie, though, like I'm for it, though. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's going to cover all the way through Arlong Park. So I think we're going to be getting like, based on like the titles, it's going to be like, you know, like probably like 10 episodes of, or not 10, but like 5 to 7 episodes of One Piece, like put into each episode. So it should be pretty good. It should be well paced.
Hey, well paced One Piece.
And
Hopefully
I'm not
Imagine
gonna lie, our boy Luffy, I don't know the kid's name, but he does a wonderful job. I think he shines as Luffy.
I was
So,
mad. He doesn't
I'm
have a
gonna agree with
scar.
that.
He doesn't have a scar on his face though, and that kind of ticked me off. So they better add that in post production too.
Oh, we'll see.
That's such a big part of his backstory, though. You know, like
It is. It's actually pretty huge. And I'm actually glad you said something because I didn't even notice. Yeah.
Yeah, we got one more little piece of news for you. So this is one that I thought was pretty funny. Agriculture machine manufacturer Yanmar Holdings announced on Tuesday that it is producing an original anime project called Muri, or To Envision, which will feature robots designed by tractor engineers.
That
No
sounds
release.
so much fun.
No release date at this time, but imagine if John Deere teamed up with Cartoon Network to make a cartoon, like a Transformers with John Deere tractors. That's all I can think of in my head.
I'm gonna let the country boy bleed out of me on this one. That sounds fucking awesome. I'm not even gonna hold you, man. Like John Deere mechas? Come on, bro.
Dude, I went to their website and it was literally like, yeah, perfect tractor for under 25 acres. I was like, this is a riding lawnmower.
Nice.
This is a riding lawnmower.
Well, boys, when this comes out, we're giving it a first look. You heard it here first.
Hell yeah.
As
Keep my
long as
eyes
it's
on
not-
this.
If it ain't shit, I'll probably watch the whole thing. So you know me. Well,
Yeah.
Tyler, you want to get us into a movie review?
Yes, sir. So we did a movie called Wolf Children. It is a 2012 movie directed by Hosoda Mamoru, I think it is. Also known for Digimon adventure films. The studio name is Chizu. That did it.
Yeah,
So-
you good.
Huh?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were
Yeah,
asking
yeah.
something.
No. So the summary for this show is kind of basically Wolf Children follows the story of the widow, Hana, and her children. Throughout the story, Hana is faced with several unique challenges that makes being a single mother even harder. And, you know, to start this off, the movie kind of came out in opening scenes with just a girl laying down in a field of flowers. And I think it had the husband that we didn't know at the time was actually the husband. Is that right?
I believe it was because just like thinking back, I think the person like transformed into a wolf or vice versa. But it was like a really nice intro to a movie.
Yeah.
It was really dope. It was, I think most of it was hand drawn at that point, like the background at least. But it set like a really peaceful tone.
Yeah. And I think I think it was Yuki, I believe, which is the daughter of Hana. And she's opened it up saying, "This is a story about my mother. The man she fell in love with was a wolf." So
Nasty hoe.
Hey, man, she didn't know at the time. Give her a break.
Yeah, I'm sure that caught us all off guard. I think it caught me off guard when I first watched it, but I mean, the movie is titled Wolf Children, so, you know, obviously something happened, so.
See,
Yeah.
when you recommended this, Tyler, I thought it was going to be like just feral children or something like that, or children
like a
raised by a
Tarzan?
wolf, or vice versa, one of the two, a lady and her
Okay.
pet wolves or something. But yeah, when the little girl said this is a story about my mom falling in love with a wolf, I was like, I literally said that. What I just said, I was like, you nasty hoe.
I started messaging these guys and I was like, what in the furry shit are you making me watch, Tyler? Like, what is going on here?
So both of these boys, they started watching, and they thought that the guy would stay longer, but he's like he stays in the opening scenes basically. And I guess they was kind of worried, which I kind of was too when I first watched this. But he doesn't even have a name. That's how irrelevant he is. He basically just is a driver's license photo for the whole show. So
I wouldn't say the whole movie. I mean, it was probably a solid 20 minutes, right? With them falling in
he
love.
was in it for about 25 minutes or something like that.
Yeah,
he was a nice guy though.
But if you go to like IMDb, like it's literally Wolfman.
Yeah. I think now it's called Okami or something like that, which just means wolf. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, so the movie opens up with basically after the intro with the scene of flowers and the Yuki narrating it. It opens up with her in school and she meets a student, or so she thinks he's a student. And she basically like goes up to him like, hey, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm so-and-so. It's really hard to take a class without the book. So if you want to borrow mine, and he's just like, I'm not even a student here. And she's like, what the hell's going on with this guy? And she's interested. So she basically chases him through the school, down to the road, introduces herself, and they start talking. He starts using her textbook and they fall in love, classic romance right there.
Mm-hmm.
And they fall in love. And, Wolfman, who we don't know was a wolf at the time, her love interest, basically, like, after all this is like, I have a huge secret I have to tell you. And homie just turns into a bipedal wolf. And she's just like, oh, that's fine. I'm cool with that. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, girl? You don't talk to anybody, do you?
Girl was desperate. She was already in love. She was overlooking a lot of things. That was some freaky ass shit. Like I just wasn't expecting that at all.
I wasn't either. But I feel like a lot of time passed between, like, you can tell that they put in like little time skips in between this first opening, because I think a lot of time did pass in between the first meeting and the time where he shows her his true self. So
yeah, I'd say it was probably like a year or something like that, maybe half a year.
Yeah,
I was gonna say like a semester, maybe 2. Yeah, 4 to 8 months, something like that.
Yeah. But regardless, like when you get that far along, then what are you gonna do if something like that happens? Like, this man.
Are you asking me?
What the fuck are you trying to ask us? We're out. I'm fucking out, bro. What are you?
I was
like, you're gonna break his arm, bro.
I'm leaving. I'm out, dog. I'm going.
He's gonna eat you, bro, for breaking this heart.
I'm about to take the chance.
I'm gonna take the chance.
I'm about to take the chance, dog. Ain't no fucking way.
No, bro.
I mean, she'd have to be a 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10 for me to even stick around for that one.
I ain't hitting no wolf pussy. Nah, that's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, so after that, they go back to her apartment and they hump. And he is in wolf form.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's in like half man, half wolf form.
We don't actually see it. We don't actually see it. I'm defending my man here.
They came up for air,
secret.
And he was in wolf form, dog. Nah.
But he can instantly switch, right? Basically, look at Yuki and them. They can just like bam.
Dude, he kissed her. They kissed when he was in wolf form. What do you want us to think? How
does that even work? It doesn't work.
It was working for them.
It was working fine for them. Fucking.
Well, don't fret, y'all. Don't fret.
Do we need to have the conversation about the birds and the bees with you right now, Tyler?
No, I'll watch videos later, bro. I'm fine.
Oh, he's gonna be on YouTube.
What does this mean?
How does this work with a wolf?
How does a wolf?
I'd like to talk about how I was feeling when this happened. I was concerned about this movie. I was very concerned. I was like, is this actually going to be some furry shit right now? Is this what's happening to me?
I think I had to reassure both of y'all, honestly. I think I did, right? Did I have to reassure both of y'all and be like, trust, it's not about that?
I think it was just Dan. I got through it. I watched it on I think like Friday of last week. And I was like, I hope my sister does not come out of her room during this.
I was
I was
ready
like,
to turn
oh
it
my
off.
God, this is not going to look good.
Well, back to the plot. Congratulations, they are pregnant.
Yeah,
But you can't go to the doctor because she doesn't know if it's going to come out as a wolf or a
This
human.
shit is wicked. This shit is wicked.
So basically, she goes the whole 9 months carrying this wolf child and can't go see a doctor. Can't like leave the house, like go talk to anybody she knows, and basically just turns into a total shut-in if she had any relationships with anyone. And they give birth, and everything's fine. But the baby does occasionally turn into a wolf, so that's kind of cool. And then guess what? They have another one.
Yeah, it was popping them things out quick.
Which is where you get our other two main characters, Yume and Ame.
Yeah, Yuki and Ame.
Oh, sorry, Yuki and Ame, not Yame. I'm combining them now.
And so I thought it was really cute though when like Yuki would turn into a wolf when she was doing her tantrums, you know? I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. I did like that they were having a hard time controlling it at first. I thought that was a good little detail. Bro. Yeah.
But yeah, then we find out I think shortly after Ame was born, probably that same week, honestly, there was like there's storms and storming outside, and husband Wolfman over here, I guess, goes out to try to get something to eat because he like catches the food for Hana to fix up and stuff, and he never did come back home. So she went out looking for him with both kids on her persons carrying them or whatever, and she actually finds him dead. I'm not really sure how he died. He just was dead on the banks of
it was like a ravine.
Yeah.
It looked like he like went after a quail in the ravine and like hurt himself and died. It was tragic, but I was also like, yo, what the fuck? Are you serious? You got 2 kids and a wife and you jumping in ravines, my dude? But
and it was even more tragic, that right about the same time, the city workers came and like removed his body and put it in a bag and threw it in the back of a garbage truck, basically, while Hana was watching, and she just breaks down. That was a pretty tough scene. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that was definitely actually hard to watch.
Yeah. Heart just broke for her because that was her one person in the world, who could help her raise these hybrid kiddos, and that just had to be so crushing for her, man.
Yeah, like she's wearing like both of her babies on her back, like watching her man get put in a garbage truck. That was nuts. I'm surprised that she came back so well from that. She knew she still had a job to do, and she did the best she could with what she had. It was actually really impressive. I loved Hana, the main character. She was awesome.
Yeah, I really did too. And
yeah, definitely.
Then she then it just basically showed like a montage of like stories about her kids and stuff, and her living in the city, and them just growing up and just struggling to be a single mom. And then she decided that she wanted to move because she realized that I think her neighbors and stuff was like coming up there beating on the doors and stuff because Ame just cried all the time. And I think they actually kicked her out because Yuki was like howling and shit, and they thought she had dogs in the apartment or pets in the apartment. It wasn't a pet friendly place. So they actually pack up and go house hunting in the countryside, and they actually find like a rundown house, I guess, or something in the woods with a little bit of a farmland. And she was like, I'll take it. And they just start working on fixing it up. And I think that's when the true story begins.
Right.
So
yeah, I do want to go back a little bit to like them living in the city, because it was a lot of pressure getting put on Hana
Yeah.
CPS showed up at her door a couple of times, wanted to do visual checks on the children, but they can't control whether they're in wolf form or not. If they get too excited, they turn into wolves, or they start crying or something. They couldn't go and play with the other kids. She had to like have a hood on them the entire time they were outdoors, and it's not like she can leave them with somebody because wolves. So that was a lot of stress with her, just like day to day. She couldn't have a job, so she had to figure something out. She was just burning through all her savings, so she didn't really have a choice.
Yeah.
She had to go somewhere where they had some space to be themselves.
Yeah, and I really did enjoy the scene with them fixing up the house and doing all the work on it, because this place was run down. Like, they had to put a lot of work into it. There was multiple scenes like back to back to back where it's raining. They're trying to fix the roof, and they had to have 150 buckets out and cups and everything else, bowls, who knows what, trying to catch rain falling down and protect the floor. And by the end of it, they really cleaned this place up. Like, it became a home for them, and it was really cool to see that.
Yeah, and by them he means Hana. That was like all her, which I thought was, she just kept getting better in my eyes. She bounced back from having her husband, seeing what happened to her husband, completely redoing a house on her own. And then she even starts trying to farm. It's just incredible perseverance. And I wanted to add something that becomes a big plot point later, is she also moved out to the country because she wanted her kids to be able to choose whether they wanted to be human or more of a wolf type person. So that comes in later, but she was considerate enough about her children to like adapt for them. Awesome mother.
Yeah.
They got so lucky.
She done all that, with these two. Y'all don't understand. Yuki was wild, bro. Like, in an instant, she would turn into a wolf form and just like go ballistic, just go crazy. So she wouldn't listen.
She was a very energetic child, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And by moving out of the country, there was a lot of really cool scenes where they'd be running through the woods as wolves, and Hana be chasing them and everything else. And it was just beautifully animated at that point. Like, the animation in this was stunning. I was getting Studio Ghibli vibes from it, so I really enjoyed the animation.
Yeah, that's. I thought it reminded me a lot of Studio Ghibli too, except I think Studio Ghibli does a better job at like the backgrounds and stuff, though. I think they do a really good job with that. But the overall animation, I feel like it was Studio Ghibli worthy. So
yeah, I'm gonna wholeheartedly agree to that. A lot of the hand drawn backgrounds. There was one scene specifically for me. I believe that she was shopping in a store, like when she was still living in the city, and just how vibrant and intricate everything was great. I don't have another word for it. It was top tier.
Yeah, definitely, man.
But yeah, I think in the beginning when they first moved to the country, Ame wanted to be a human. He said multiple times that he wanted to be a human, and Yuki wanted to be. I feel like she wanted to be a wolf. But I think she was struggling in between. So it kind of surprised me how it turned out towards the end. I think that the school events for Ame really pushed him away from being a human. So
yeah, so he was reading books as a kid actually that they'd get from the library, and in all these books, the wolf was portrayed as the bad guy, and he was like, "I don't want to be a wolf. I don't want to be a bad guy." And when he went to school, he was a very shy kid, and he was probably getting bullied. Like, they showed scenes where like it would like flash, like they did a really cool transition where they went from like them being like 5 or 6 to like 10 or 11, where it basically just showed them like moving from each classroom to each classroom. And by age 10, Ame decided he didn't want to go to school anymore. So when the mother thought he was going to school, he was actually just running up into the mountain and exploring, and he found himself his own sensei, which was really cool.
Yeah, and it like Tyler was saying, that like they like flip flop between each other, because Yuki, when they first got there, she was like going in the woods all the time, and like low key bullying the other animals. She said at one point she peed on a snake to show it who's boss. I thought that was fucking hilarious. And she was like telling the mom about how Ame wouldn't stick up for himself. So it was cool to see that flip, and like they really did decide for themselves who they wanted to be in the end.
Yeah, and I think there they forget to mention that the sensei was a fox. I thought it was gonna be a wolf when I first watched it, but a fox is a good sensei. I believe they're even better than wolves probably in like the teaching aspect. You know,
Uh,
so
uh
Yeah. Well, so going off of that, they did mention that the father's tribe who could turn into wolves is extinct besides him, and it actually turns out that wolves are also extinct in Japan. They haven't been around since like the early 1900s. So
yeah.
there was no one to teach him the way of being a wolf, and it was interesting because there was Hana gets a job at like a nature reserve conservatory kind of thing, where she basically just provides information to people who want to go out in the woods and explore and see everything. And she's basically like an interpreter, park interpreter kind of role. And they actually have a wolf at this preserve that was, which is why Hana went and got the job, because she thought the wolf was going to be a wild wolf that they were like rehabilitating or something. But it turns out
Right.
that this was a wolf born in the Moscow Zoo, and some rich ass dude bought it and was just keeping it as a pet. And when he passed away, nobody knew what to do with it, so they donated it to preserve. So she was hoping that this wolf could be a mentor to Ame, and that just didn't work out. So it was great that he did find his fox sensei in the woods.
Yeah, it was really awesome. And then it was a really important scene, I think, more touching scene when they leave that, seeing the fox that was raised in captivity. Ame asked Hana, is like, was our dad like that? She was like, what do you mean? She's like, he looked sad. And she says, definitely not. Your dad was a good joyful man. And you could even tell that they did a good job, like kind of like putting like a shimmer in the wolf's eyes, and you could tell like it did not want to be there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was a pretty cool little scene right there, because he is trying to figure out who he is as a person, little Ame, and he's trying to figure out how to make sense of being a wolf as a young child. But yeah,
Yeah, definitely. And like we had mentioned, it was kind of really cool that they kind of flip flopped their roles, with Ame wanting to be a human and UK wanting to be a wolf, because, Yume throughout school is, she's a tomboy. She loves like bugs and snakes and animal skulls and all that kind of stuff. And she kind of realizes that little girls don't like that stuff. So she really assimilates to the persona of a grade school girl throughout this. And there's a scene where there's a transfer student. His name is Sohei. And basically he's like, gives her a whiff and is like, do you have animals? And she starts panicking, like, holy shit, is he going to figure out my secret? But this guy just starts pestering the shit out of her, chasing her through the school. And he corners her to like talk to her and like, why are you avoiding me? All this kind of stuff. And she has like a panic attack and turns into a wolf, like partially, and actually slices his ear, which leads to this whole debacle. Like you can't hack somebody's ear up like this if you're a human.
yeah, that thing was tore up. He even had like some scarring afterwards. Yeah,
But it led to kind of the big decision in her life, where there was like this nasty storm, which led to the climax of both both their character developments, where she got stuck at the school, and Sohei did as well, because his mother got remarried and didn't want anything to do with him. So they both got stuck at the school, and she actually tells him that, hey, I'm part wolf. And he's like, I've known this the whole time, ever since that day, like your secret's safe with me. And they had a really good bonding moment there, which I liked. But she decided to stay human and go that route. While during the storm, it turns out that Ame's sensei, the fox, was injured and wasn't going to live much longer. And he knew that the creatures of the forest needed a leader. So this is when he decides to go to the wild. And that whole scene led to Hana chasing him through the woods, falling, getting injured, and Ame saving her. But being like, there were no words at all. It was all emotion, him just leaving. And you get this really touching scene with him running up the mountainside, just to kind of like, I guess, like portray that he's going to be the leader of the mountain now. And it was really cool to see like both sides of the story close in a happy way. It was honestly tragic for Hana to see that happen, but I think she understood.
yeah.
I think she understood.
Yeah,
I
she
mean,
understood definitely at the end when he got to the top. He gave out a howl, and I think that's him letting her know that everything's okay.
he couldn't hug his mama though. Can't
I
give him
mean,
that shit was whack to me.
I
Yeah,
think
man.
it was whack too, but I mean,
Yeah.
you know, he's a wolfman. He's got other things to do now. You know, he's got to protect the forest.
Man, they got time to hug his mama. Man's got a packed schedule for a wolf. I tell you what.
But I guess I forgot to mention before that when Hana was knocked out, she had basically like she met her husband in her dreams essentially, and he's like, "You did such a good job raising our children," and she's worried about Ame, and he's like, "No, he's choosing his own path. He's chose the wild, and you did a great job raising him to make that decision." And that's kind of when it hit her in the head, like, okay, this is the right thing to do.
Right. And I thought it was interesting that, like, so if you're talking about an actual wolf, they're adults at age 10. So he was older than like his like 10-year-old or 12-year-old self, however old he was. And she didn't realize that. And you even see Yuke also say, "Hey, I'm tired of getting treated like a kid," as if she's already an adult. So mentally, they're growing a lot faster than what she realizes. And they both leave I think when they're between like 12 or 13 or so. And they do start living on their own and doing their own thing, and they handle themselves well, it seemed. But I thought it was unfortunate for Hana that they had such a short childhood.
Well, I mean, UK is,
but she did a good job.
UK will come home. I mean, she's just at like, since they live so
School.
far in the country, she has to go live in a dorm for school because you can't make it to a high school from there. So, they both took their own path, and it was really cool to see them pick that. But I thought the scene at the very end where Hana is in their house, I don't remember if she was like sewing or something, and you just hear the wolf howl in the background, and she just smiles, and I was like, oh, that's really touching.
Yeah, that's how you know. I wonder if he like does that, pretty often. That way, she knows that he's okay. That'd be pretty touching. So
I would really hope so. If he's not polite enough to just show up at the house every once in a while, at least I hope he howls at least nightly. That's
I was gonna say, it's like a 30-minute run down the mountain. Like, go say hi to your mom every now and then.
Go say hi to your fucking mom, dude. She raised you, guy. Give me a break.
But yeah, I mean, the movie had a lot of cool themes that I actually wanted to bring up. Obviously, the challenges of being a single mother and trying to give your children the best, opportunity to succeed in life. And Hana kicked ass with that. And I mean, that's just something that you don't often see in an animated movie, So I thought it was really cool that they touched on that.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy the amount of perseverance she had. I thought that was a very strong theme throughout the movie. But I think like the overarching theme was like, just be yourself, chase what you want in life. I mean, she hooked up with a wolf man, and then her kids grew up to do very different things. I think both very successful at what they're doing. I don't know how to gauge the wolf thing, but it was just cool to see how different each one of the family members' stories were. But you could look to all of them and say they were really successful at what they were trying to do.
Yeah,
definitely.
Especially like the farming. That's no joke. The dad died, but he was a good dude. It was cool to see.
Yeah, and it was cool that the whole how that whole village lived together and helped each other out. And old grumpy Nirasaki was kind of the MVP of getting them up on their feet when it came to farming and everything else like that. He was a really fun character. I enjoyed him a lot.
Yeah, I didn't know he was.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, even though he was, a dick, basically, but he loved him in his own way. After he figured out that they was actually gonna try. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it was all tough love from him. He was really he got, like Dan said, he got the whole town to like come around Hana and help them out so they could survive. But he was also calling her a fucking idiot all the time.
Yeah, but
and not even like smiling jokingly either. He was just like, you look like a fucking fool.
Yeah, I mean, but
I appreciated it though.
But there was a scene later in the movie where one of the townspeople was like, "Oh, Nirasaki's always gushing over you. Like, he really does care about you." So, like, it's the act.
Yeah.
It's like that Clint Eastwood angry guy all the time. Same kind of vibe.
Yeah, I had a couple ball coaches like that. He would never like compliment you to your face, but like, be like, that kid's really cool, and he'd be like, well, you never talk about me like that, but you wouldn't know it because he's an asshole all the time.
Definitely. Well, do you guys want to get to some ratings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was go first? Me?
Well,
Go
yeah,
for
Tyler,
it.
you picked the movie. You go first.
So, I think I would give this like probably a 7.5, 8, probably something like that. I thought it, other than the first, the furry shit at the beginning, this movie was like a really uh deep and thought out movie that looked pretty good, I thought. And I think it's better than Twilight. Like I was telling the boys, if
It's
you
an
like Twilight, you
entirely,
definitely love this. So
I can't
entirely
confirm or
different
deny
story.
if it's better or worse than Twilight. I've
It
never
is
seen
an
it.
entirely different story. There's no giant war arc.
you never know, man. I mean, Ame was having trouble in the woods, bro, with the, everything before since they, taught him how to live. So
Cool.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would probably go about like a 6.5 for me. I enjoyed the movie, but there were points where it felt like I don't want to say dragging, but like it was a long fucking movie, and I feel like they could have moved the story along a little faster.
Yeah. I agree with that. I checked the amount of time left, I think 5 or 6 times when I was watching this. It could have been an easy hour 20 minutes instead of 2 hours long. But the animation kind of carried it for me. The story was good. I really felt for all the characters, which is important for me when I'm watching something. I thought the characters were really, really good and kind of relatable, even though there are 3 of them. Well, 2 of them are wolves, but but they were still relatable. And I had to give it like I think it's 6.7 or 6.8. You get -1 point for the wolf scene with them sleeping together, but other than that, it was cool. Yeah.
I just wonder why like Yuki was the one that narrated the whole thing from start to finish. I always wondered about that.
Well,
So,
I mean, in the end, Ame went full wolf, so who else is going to narrate it?
Hana, maybe, since it talked about Hana a lot.
Well, it was a story about her mother, so it made sense the way they told it. I like that.
Yeah, I just never understood, why Yuki was the one narrating, but
That's what
it was still good regardless. So
yeah, I mean, that was just an artistic choice,
I thought it was a good one, by the way.
yeah.
Yeah. It's it can get a little odd if she were to narrate her own story. Because who would she be telling it to? Because her kids are gone. But yeah, I thought it was a good narrative device for Yuki to be telling it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. You guys want to get into our next much lighter, much more funny little segment we're going to get into?
I'm here for it, bro.
Let's do it. So this is the Degens Set Sail. So we're all set sail for the Grand Line, baby. We're going into the One Piece world. But first, we got to assemble our crew just like Luffy did. So instead of sticking to the One Piece verse on this, we're choosing 4 characters from any anime you can imagine to set sail with us. Couple rules because, again, you pick Goku, you just blow up the whole world. You're fine. You win. You're the pirate king.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just one tap everyone. One Punch Man, same thing. So characters needed to be power scaled to basically like the low town part of One Piece. So right before the end of the Grand Line. That way we're not picking any showstoppers. And you have to either pick a power or a devil fruit or like an ability or a weapon or something like that to have your character bring in. So say you pick, I don't know, Luffy, obviously, you would be like, oh, Luffy has the gum fruit. So we kind of each gave our characters a fruit or talked about their power, their weapon they would bring over. So I think it'll be really fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. I want to hear about y'all's crews, man.
Yeah, and speaking of Luffy, I'm pretty sure we decided that as the main character ourselves, we are all going to be Monkey D. Luffy. Is that right? Is that what we decided? So we are Monkey D. Luffy before we set sail on the Grand Line. And we're picking out 4 people, so.
Well, you guys know what the D stands for, right?
Yeah.
Dan.
God
Well,
bless.
well, so we did try and base our characters remotely off of the 4 original crew members of the Straw Hats. So, Bass, you want to get started with your navigator?
Yes. So I was surprised that nobody else picked her because I think she is one, just in general, a great narrative device in her own show. Um, she's honestly as Pull City for Oda, just in case he needs any narrative help. But I picked Bulma from. I'm gonna go with Mother Bulma from DB's Super.
Okay.
So she's gonna be my navigator and my engineer for obvious reasons. She's a freaking genius. No devil fruit, doesn't need one. She has capsules. And so basically, she's a support fighter, kind of like Nami. She's not going to really 1v anybody of considerable strength, but she can kind of pop off on smaller people a little bit. I would also like her there because she is a great tactician, even in her own universe, and she's a good mind just to have around for idea making. I think she'd be cool. I think she would have figured out a better like log post system, and like have actually really accurate readings, like a Dragon Ball radar. So I think that'd be really cool. Make everything simple for us. And she's the freaking queen of gadgets. So like, think about how big some pirate ships are because they have to have so much on board and fit so many people. We put everything in capsules, dog.
You could put your whole boat in a capsule.
It would never get stolen. We wouldn't have to worry about keeping it safe when we went on the island, other than her having it in her back pocket. And all she really needs is space to store her capsules. So like, as far as like attacks, I'm like thinking stuff like Usopp's like shooting green stars and stuff like that. But with capsules, she throws capsules. You know what I'm saying? And like as she goes throughout the story, she gets a little bit better at making the capsules and different kinds of capsules. But yeah, I think she just has so much value in the engineering and the navigating. It's best support character I could think of, and you guys lost.
You got to think too. I mean, she can wrangle in Vegeta, so she can handle some pirates.
Oh yeah, like she's got like that angry manipulative thing like Nami does.
Nami's got nothing on taming the Prince of the Saiyans, dude. Come on.
Hey, that's facts though, dog. That's
facts.
Yeah.
I feel like her and Frankie would get along, bro.
I think so. Frankie would be damn near useless, bro. Like she can build time machines. Like we'd still have the going merry.
Bro, Frankie is not useless, bro. You need someone to holler super.
Ah, damn, that's a good point.
Every once in a while.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That's a good point.
While he's in his underwear. So
I feel like Bulma would just be throwing capsules of clothes at Frankie all day.
Oh, constantly. And we all know, like, she could also be like a flex cook because we know Bulma can throw down. She's been feeding Saiyans for the last however many years of her life, 20-something years of her life. So just in case my cook gets gone or whatever happens, we can still eat well. So.
Oh yeah.
Capsule food. Good luck with that.
Hey, she got started up. Kid, quit playing with my girl.
Alrighty. Well, I guess I'll go with mine, and I picked Shikamaru from Naruto as like my navigator / tactician. I think he's capable of that. I think his IQ is pretty high to figure something out. Let's figure out how to navigate seas and such. Mm-hmm. I decided to give him a fruit that match his abilities in Naruto. I just named it the Shadow fruit, because, he's got the ability to paralyze people with his shadow fruit powers. Like I said, he's very smart, capable, high IQ, very high battle awareness. He's the right-handed man in Naruto, and I think that he would be a close, if not the right hand for me. I think he would be like either a Sanji or a Zoro type of person. He's just not that strong in fighting, I don't think. He's just got a lot of awareness. So
yeah, I mean, Shikamaru can definitely fight. I mean, it's tough to compare any ninja who isn't Naruto or Sasuke.
Yeah.
On power level because they're so broken, but Shikamaru's got moves,
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting that you picked the shadow fruit because that is actually Gecko Moria's fruit. So you might have to think of a better name for that one.
Well, I looked it up, and there's actually like 3 versions of the shadow fruit kind of deal. There's like Gecko Moria. There's
I did not know that.
Blackbeards, and then there's another one that allows, I think, clones to be made from the shadows or something. I'm not sure.
Okay, I was gonna say because Blackbeards is the dark fruit, right?
Yeah, but it revolves around shadows, kind of, too. So, I didn't really know what to call it, because I mean his ability relies on shadows, obviously. So I just went simple and just called it Shadow, and I was like, I don't know.
Understood. And I like, can he control people's movements with the shadows anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it still works, even if you were to use Gecko Moria's, I think.
Well, that's pulling people's shadows out of their bodies, which is basically like their soul, and not their soul, but it's their shadow, and putting it into your scary minion zombies.
Yeah, that's
what? It's got different uses. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah. We don't have to go into it.
But yeah, I think he would be a good. Like I said, he could actually be my right hand man if I wanted him to. He's definitely up there towards the top in IQ. So I thought this was a solid choice for me, especially it's from Naruto, man. I done good to get one in there at least. So
at least it wasn't Minato.
I almost.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked it wasn't.
I'm flabbergasted. Not seeing Minato on your crew, but you know what? Props to you, my guy. But yeah, I think he would be like a good number 2. Actually, he's smart. He has a good sense of duty. Depending on how old this Shikamaru is that you take with you. Hopefully, he's not saying everything's a drag all the time.
Obviously, I would take current Shikamaru from Boruto because
okay.
He's top notch in Boruto. You know what I mean?
Hey, he's just pushing papers.
Well, I mean, it's not just pushing papers, so he's still capable, bro.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I mean, that is the right-hand man of the Hokage, so.
Yeah.
Solid choice.
Definitely.
What about you, Dan?
For my navigator, I went the same route as Bass, actually, and picked someone who can have a couple roles for me. I picked Senku Ishigami from Dr. Stone, and he is a literal super genius.
Facts. That's my guy.
And I mean, the man can invent anything you want out of rocks, minerals, and grass. So I think having the advantage of being in a semi-relevant society that isn't very scientific, I'd have a freaking rocket ship. Like they got cars in One Piece. I think like you get gasoline, no problem. Like we can make shit happen.
Oh, for sure. I think Bulma's a little better because she doesn't have to go through the scientific process. She can just pull something out the closet. But Senku's a great pick.
What do you mean? I think Bulma's way better. She's a waifu, bro. Come on. But yeah, no, Senku actually is a great pick, and I think he has obviously he has good leadership qualities. He runs the kingdom of science.
Yeah. I mean, dude went from rubbing rocks together when he was first unstonified or whatever we're going to call it, unpetrified, to building a battleship in 2 years. So, I mean, my ship's never going to be that bad in shape. I mean, Senku can handle that. Again, he's not like a top-notch fighter, but he can fight with science. I mean, dude makes gas bombs. He literally makes gunpowder. He can make all that from seashells and random oil you find out in the field. So he's definitely capable in that front. And I did give him a devil fruit. So he's got the Nomi, which is the brain fruit. I'm not going to spoil anything, but basically it lets you remember everything.
Basically.
Well, good job spoiling it. I wasn't going to say the name.
Oh.
Why would you say that? Okay.
Here we are. I thought that was kind of known, but
It's really easy to infer who would have that in the One Piece world after I said the brain fruit, but I wasn't gonna say it. But one thing.
Moving on.
I got one thing more.
Go ahead.
So Senku developed radar and sonar from glass and sticks. So again, I got a better version of a log post coming, no problem.
I mean, like, and what would be cool is like he could come up with things on the fly, like while he's on an island, to help defeat enemies or get the resources they need, or pretty much anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't have to worry about much.
Right.
Wouldn't have to worry about drinking water. He'd have like a desalination tool. Like, I'd be good, man. I think it would be really useful to have in the boat.
So the good thing is that since Shikamaru isn't able to make these kind of things, I will talk about it a little bit later, but I have someone that can actually replicate that, whatever y'all are making. So thanks for doing the work for me, boys.
Fair enough.
Oh, what a fuckboy.
Once you guys want to get into our next crew member?
Yeah, we're doing snipers now, or our wild cards, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Our Usops, if you will.
Okay.
So I picked somebody which you guys probably did not expect. I picked Teppa Murakami from Revenger. I don't know if you guys remember who that was, but I only watched 6 episodes and I saw what I needed to see. He was the guy who shot that big compound bow, that armor-piercing bow into the boat.
Dude's
and pretty much completely swole. He's huge. He's huge. But what I really liked was his ability to not only pull that boat back, which was a flex all by itself, but actually, hear him talking about the wind, the movement of the boat, and the angle which he was shooting at was really cool. But I actually gave him the Buki Buki Nomi, the arm fruit from Baby 5. So not only is he already like a ridiculous marksman, the man's got unlimited blickies. He can turn himself into any weapon, has unlimited ammo. He's a walking blick. I'm like, you kidding me? And he's also a good flex doctor because in the show Revengers, he is a doctor. So I kind of put my little business hat on with this one, guys. I didn't want to rely on anybody for any like one thing. So I got a lot of overlapping characters. But I mean, just think about how useful it would be. He can have a 50 cal with like a heat sensor on it. I kind of made him a little OP with the arm fruit. I'm not gonna lie, but he would also be good for like close quarter combat because he have things like Uzis. He can also do hand to hand combat. He has a good sense of duty. He cares about the people that are around him, which is extremely important for the One Piece crew because you have to have so much trust. When you think about how long the Straw Hats have been together, it's not long, and they trust each other with their lives. But what did you guys think about my pick?
I think it's a good pick. I really kind of want you to go watch Revengers now. And I'm just hoping there's some like big twist where he's actually a bad guy or something and like kills everyone. Because I haven't watched it either, so I don't know, but that'd be really funny.
Yeah, I got 6 episodes and I was like, once I saw that, I was like, that's my guy. I don't know, but that's my guy. He was also a pirate prior to being a doctor. So he's got experience already, so we're good to go, boys.
Hey, it checks out, bro.
I would also probably like down the line give him like some sort of observation hockey, just to make him even more deadly. Because why the fuck not at that point?
I definitely said the same thing about my sniper. So
it makes so much sense. It just makes so much fucking sense.
It's a sniper in One Piece. They gotta have observation hockey, you know?
Right. Got to be able to up the pole with accuracy. But that's pretty much it out of mine. Tyler, if you want to go ahead and take the baton.
Yeah, so mine really isn't a sniper. It's kind of like a wild card. I would call her more like an engineer and like maybe a cook on the side. It is actually Momo from My Hero Academia. And I gave her the I'm gonna call it like the create fruit. I don't know if there's anything like that in One Piece, but I don't know the Japanese name for it. But basically her ability is she can create any non-living item such as, ship parts, anything that we would possibly need, as long as she knows like the makeup of it, basically. And she's her IQ is very high, and I feel like she could make, food. Like she could just, summon food, basically, create food, ingredients, whatever for my cook, or, herself to cook as well. So
you know what go ahead, Dan.
I was going to say, you have a massive flaw to your plan of her being your cook. She creates using the lipids in her body, which she gets from eating.
Well,
so if she's creating food, it's just
yeah. Well, I use the term cook loosely. She's not my main cook. She's basically she's more like the engineer, so to speak. The one that can like create, stuff to fix the ship in a pinch, stuff like that. So
I was gonna say, if she's creating stuff to fix your ship, she's got to be feasting.
Yeah, I mean,
what I love about One Piece though, Tyler, you made a random fruit, but there actually is a create fruit.
Okay, what is it? Who's got it? I mean,
I think it's a fan fruit. There's a lot
of. Is
it
a fan fruit?
Yeah, it's the Sakusei no Mi. It's a fan fruit from the One Piece Fanon wiki, which is like the fan canon.
Yeah. Okay.
Because technically, one of my characters has a fruit that has a name, but it's not a real One Piece fruit.
Oh, okay.
So remember when I was saying that Shikamaru doesn't have the ability probably to make a log pose or a dragon, like a Dragon Ball radar or whatever. Mm-hmm. Well, my girl Momo, once y'all get it made, she can just snatch that up. She can just make us one for Shikamaru to use, right?
I feel like she has to understand the inner workings of it to make it, right? Is that how My Hero Academia works?
Yeah, but I feel like that could be easily done if she, wanted to.
Our engineers are so good, we can just let your broke ass have one.
Yeah, I mean, hey, what it works, man. I'm taking handouts right now.
I ain't giving shit to a rival crew in the Grand Line. What you talking about?
Y'all picked the top 1 and top 2 engineers. So
there's better engineers out there than Senku. He's just a good guy.
Yeah. So I did the best with what I had in my mind. Like I said, if we needed like some salt or something, bro, or some sugar or some rice, I don't know, she could just make some. It's easy. I feel like her ability, her devil fruit, we're calling it, would come in handy in like a lot of situations. But like the boys said, obviously she has to keep her calories up because that's where it comes from. Right. I don't, maybe I could sweet talk the boys and get out of that situation and just say it just appears with no limitations. So
he's always trying to sidestep the rules, bro.
He's always trying to sidestep the rules.
Every single fucking segment.
But yeah, that's what I got. Like I said, she's a genius. She plays very high in the rankings of the testing and stuff like that. She's pretty skilled in combat. I don't know what else to say about her. She's a good woman, bro.
I don't think we can put her in the genius category. We got Senku and Bulma on the list. So
hey, man,
she's very smart.
I don't think we could put her in the genius category with Shikamaru either, honestly, but she's
above average intelligence.
So she's really good. She's smarter than me, so we'll take that.
Awesome. Let me get into my sniper. So I picked Yoko from Gurren Lagann. Basically, she is a sniper through and through, and she's a badass babe. She is the waifu of my crew.
There we go.
Basically, she is like probably the best sniper in all of Gurren Lagann, and I mean, this is like intergalactic warfare, like throwing galaxies at each other, and she's just up there with a gun. So she's hanging with the best of them. I definitely think
a hell of a good sniper. Good choice.
She's a hell of a babe too. I need somebody in a bikini on the boat. You know, like this part. It's part of being a pirate, right?
It is, man. You gotta have some balance with the energy going on.
Well, I got Momo, bro. Shit.
And Momo's in high school, bro. Chill.
Yeah, relax.
No,
Easy
this
there,
is
big
my
dog.
world.
Oh, we're
Age.
also like 19 in this situation, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Or Luffy was 17 when he went out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're all the same
young.
age, bro. So.
But one thing that I was thinking of is since I have my boy Senku on the boat, I can make her some really badass fucking guns. She's gonna have more than a sniper. She's gonna have, unlike Bass with the blicky fruit, you know, I'm gonna have a few set weapons that she's very good with. She'll have a couple pistols and she'll have the big 50 cal Barrett on her back. We'll be good to go. But I definitely think she's the kind of person who would develop some high level observation hockey down the line. I mean, she snipes. It's her job. Woman can hit a wombat from, 10 clicks away, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the most important part is she's very caring for her friends, no matter how stupid they act. And with the crew I'm putting together, we're going to have some shenanigans going on. And she's always really level-headed in a battle situation. You see it throughout Gurren Lagann the whole time. So,
yeah, solid choice, my man. Solid choice.
Yeah.
And she's babe.
Yeah,
big time. So I think the cooks are next, and I am up. So I couldn't find too many like great cooks that I had actually watched the anime for. I actually ended up going with Bon from the Seven Deadly Sins. He's actually a self-taught cook. I believe him and Meliodas get in the cooking contest and he wins. He actually makes a really delicate meal. I think that was the first season. But he would also be like one of my main fighters, just like Sanji. But something I would have to do to like enhance that, because we know Bon in Seven Deadly Sins, his power is either he can like rip your organs out of your body just by like exchanging it with his power, but he also can take your physical abilities as you hit him. He can take your stamina, your strength. So to kind of mirror that and like keep him in his brawling style, I went with the Wara no Mi, the straw fruit that Hawkins has. He would have to like keep his physical abilities as far as like at least some of his strength and speed to be able to like box with people just in one piece. But I think that's fair. It can be scaled down easily. But yeah, he's actually surprisingly loyal. He's a kind of a piece of shit. He gets drunk all the time, which I'm here for. But he's, as we saw with like Elaine, he's very loyal to her. So if he cares about our crew, he's gonna ride for us 100%.
So he's not immortal in this situation, right? He has
no.
That's
why I gave him. That's why I gave him the Wara.
Okay, gotcha.
Because he can also put the dolls inside of him, so he can be Brawlic, or Brawly, I should say.
Okay.
So
I think it would have been a really good fruit for him.
What's up?
The op fruit.
I was gonna do that, but we've used it on the show before, and I was just trying to be like creative.
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about removing organs, nobody's better at ripping out 100 hearts than our boy Law. So,
dude, that was my first choice. I let it sit and let it simmer for a while, let it marinate, and I was like, nah, I gotta choose something else. I can do better. And plus, like with the Appa no Mi, like he wouldn't be able to like get in your face too much. It would like change his whole fighting style at the same time. I felt like.
True. I don't know. I mean, like with the way Law fight, I think Law is just a lot more intelligent with it, and Bond would just be like, "I'm gonna come rip your heart out."
Yeah, I guess you could throw a rock and like just be in your face and punch the shit at you. So that would work. It would also work. But yeah, that was my first thought. Dan, I was like, dude, the Appa is like gas. But yeah, he can cook. He's obviously going to be a great fighter. But in the end, he's a fucking great drinking buddy, and he's loyal. That's why he's coming with me. But the Wara no Mi is obviously a really, really strong fruit. It can create a lot of conundrums for whoever you're fighting.
Yeah, I definitely think that'd be a better fruit if it wasn't with some weird tarot card dude.
Yeah, I think so. Because he can like create like the straw man with like the nails for fingers or whatever. He can do some really, really cool things with that. And like imagining like an awakening of that fruit, turning things into like straw that you can control, and like it can be like daggers and things like that. It'd be fucking awesome. So
hell yeah, dude.
I think Bond's a good one.
Too bad old Hawkins was too stupid to, fight for himself, He's too scared, so.
Yeah, he's always looking at his cards like a little bitch boy.
Alrighty. Well, go ahead, Dan. What was you gonna say?
Oh, no, I was gonna say you're up, dude. Go for it.
Oh,
Yeah, knock it out.
Well, so my cook is also my healer. So, and I picked Orihime from Bleach. Basically
her as our cook.
Why the fuck would you do that, bro?
Oh, listen, y'all don't understand.
I only seen like half of Bleach and I know better than that. What are you
She
doing?
works at a bakery, bro. She can cook up a good meal.
Oh, she can.
No, she makes terrible food. Are you kidding me? That's the whole thing.
It's fine, bro.
No, you're gonna be eating like hot
Did she make
dogs
like
on
chocolate pasta
Listen.
once? What do you want?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You're gonna be eating hot dogs and
It
chocolate,
tastes good. They say it tastes good, bro.
chocolate covered pasta. All right,
Sounds
man.
nutritious and
I
balanced.
mean, chocolate gravy, bro. Come on, like people come up with this shit and they like, oh, this shit looks horrible. When they taste it, it's actually good, bro.
No. But the thing is if like a professional chef said, I'm gonna put a little dark chocolate and gravy, make it a little rich. Like, yeah, that could probably work. But she's taking the Hershey syrup and putting it on her pasta.
It's fine. I'm sure it's
Is
fine.
it, bro? Is it?
You're gonna need a dentist on your freaking crew too, dude.
Listen,
Got his ass.
if anything, if it turns out too bad, I got my boy Shikamaru. He can whip us up something, I'm sure. So, and Momo, I'm sure she knows how to cook.
Can he canonically cook?
Oh, Shikamaru?
Yeah.
Man's got an IQ of 200. Of course he can cook.
That don't even. Nah, that's not how that works, dog. That's not how that works at all.
Listen, she's Orihime. We don't need her cooking, to be great. We need her as a healer mostly. Yeah, that's one of the main.
So you
reasons I
have no
picked her.
cook. In short, he has no cook.
Listen, we start with 5, right?
Okay.
We shortly gain one soon, so that's when I'm gonna get my Sanji. I'm gonna find it.
All right.
But right now we're making do with what we got. So.
Well, hopefully the Baratier is very close.
Well, but speaking of her other more prominent, aspect, which is the healer, and I gave her the reject fruit because that's kind of what she does. And it's what her ability does. She can basically provide a healing shield, a shield that heals whoever's in it or herself. And it does that by basically reversing time, inside of it and undoing whatever injuries occurred. So she's really good at healing. She's really good at defensive measures, with the shields and stuff like that, rejecting any attack coming at her. And she's got some offensive spells, offensive attacks up her sleeve. It does with like some cutting attacks, I believe. She's not going to be like a main fighter, whatever. She's just basically my healer and Orihime, and she's going to cook me some good food, bro. Y'all trust. Y'all come over sometime.
Enjoy your chili pepper, olive oil, mustard sauce on top of animal crackers, dude. Good luck.
How many times have y'all seen Ichigo or any of them say that was shitty? It was just, they're like, that's so good.
The entire first season of Bleach, nobody would touch her food, and it was a running gag the entire time.
That's because they were scared, bro. I would have eaten it.
You're a psychopath.
You would have eaten it? You would have eaten the chocolate pasta? On demon time.
We are Monkey D. Luffy. Does that man turn anything down? Have you seen him eat?
I have not heard the word meat come out of your mouth once, dude.
We got meat, bro. We're gonna eat meat.
Chocolate
with
covered
chocolate
meat.
on them.
I'll have Bond freeze some food for you, brother.
Thanks, bro.
This man's not making over reverse mountain right now, folks.
Oh, we got this. My team of pirates are very resourceful, and we will adapt and overcome.
We're not strong, but we got spirit.
And we will overcome our obstacles and surpass our limits.
He's just gonna turn into like the old Barto of our One Piece world, and he's gonna be chasing us around with flags with our faces on a vest. Don't worry about it.
You wrong for that. You wrong for that.
Okay, so that's my healer.
Okay.
/ cook. Y'all can hate on it all you want, but she's gonna be making some fire tasting shit. So
I 100% agree with you picking her as your doctor or your healer, because that makes a ton of sense. But
look,
you opened up with eating. You opened up with her being a chef.
With all the heals
the
first.
Category was cook.
You could have slipped in the cook part later, and I probably wouldn't even noticed.
But that's why I mentioned that Momo was kind of like my side cook too, because she's got to know how to cook too, right? Come on now.
He's got a serious case of too many chefs in the kitchen going on right now, folks.
Listen, it's fine. We will make do until we find a more permanent cook later on. See, y'all didn't find your chopper right now. I guess y'all kind of did, but later on down the road when we find our chopper, I'm gonna find a cook instead. So.
Okay.
Fair enough. He's gonna pick someone from Food Wars, so his entire crew's just orgasming every time they eat a bite of food.
But right now, I think we can make do right now. So we gotta
persevere,
adapt. Yeah, persevere. Yeah,
there you go, man.
Chocolate pasta for dinner, baby.
For my chef, I did pick someone who really enjoys food. I picked Charmy from Black Clover, and I'm giving her the Hitsu Hitsu no Mi, or the sheep fruit. So Charmy and Black Clover, basically her magic is sheep magic, and she just summons sheep minions to cook her food all day. And they be chefing it up in the fucking kitchen. They be making gourmet looking dishes.
Oh yeah.
But the problem with her is, though, she tries to eat it all. Like, you're going to have to feed her, which has the appetite of Luffy, plus Luffy, too, yourself.
That's fine. We got the sheep magic to make it happen, dude. We'll just start cutting up sheeps.
He's got a point.
Lamb for dinner again, folks. But the other reason I picked her is because Charmy's actually a really good fighter. I'm not going to give her food magic, her secondary magic, but she can summon this massive fucking sheep monster, which is on par with like Monster Point from Chopper. So we're getting some fists out of Charmy too, and she's fucking hilarious. So I really tried to bring some good comedic relief into my crew because I'm gonna be stuck on a boat with them a lot, and I want to be having a good time. So I picked Charmy for my cook. I think she'd be kick ass at it, and I got a giant sheep, and I have a sheep boat. So we got a theme. We're the sheep pirates now, folks.
Sheep. That's one thing I am worried about with my crew is like how bumping it's gonna be on my boat at all times. I got some Bulma. She can keep it kind of light sometimes. She's a fun person, I would say. Teppa, Bon. He just likes to get drunk. He's like not the happy kind of drunk though. He's like the sad kind of drunk, I feel like. But yeah, I thought that was a pretty solid choice there, Dan.
Yeah,
that was creative. That was actually really creative.
So, who's gonna keep Luffy in check though? Like
me?
On Dan's crew. Yeah.
Yoko.
Yoko? Okay.
Yoko would be good for that, actually.
She is very Nami-esque, where she kicks the shit out of Kamina the entire first half of her Lagan. So we got that going for us.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, he'll be kept in line pretty well.
I got you. Okay.
Cool.
Well, Bass,
I've never seen Gurren Lagann, so yeah.
Peak. Get on it, dude.
Oh, you haven't seen it? I didn't realize that.
He doesn't like mecha anime because he's scarred. He's scarred from Fortnite, dude. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Chill,
bro. Fucking great story.
A man hasn't watched so many good shows just because there's giant robots in it. He hasn't watched Code Geass. He hasn't watched any Gundam. He hasn't watched Gurren Lagann. Like, he's missing out on so much good anime.
I've watched Darling in the Franxx, though. So
yeah, you picked one where they have to hump in the robot to make it move.
I've watched one mecha anime. I thought that was top tier too. So,
Oh boy,
It was a good show.
Okay, moving on to my first mate. I picked the one, the only Levi, Captain Levi from AOT. That's my swordsman. That's easy peasy. The short king. Also my first mate. I think he has like the mental capabilities for it. He is, I believe, a natural leader. He knows what people need, and he would be good at keeping me in check also. Throughout the story of like One Piece, like we saw Luffy's, I think, leadership, quality of leadership improved. Partly thanks to like Zoro. So I think he could actually help me with doing that throughout going through the story. No devil fruit. He don't need one. Give me a break. And 2-sword style. Easy peasy. So yeah, pretty much just like Zoro, but shorter. He has a good temperament, and he would eventually need some like advanced armament hockey. Reminiscent of Zoro. I don't know if he needs like, the full Conqueror's hockey. Actually, a little bit later he would, but he's just like Zoro 2.0 for me, man. I thought it was a pretty straightforward.
I feel like with Bulma on your team too, that she could probably make him some, some gear. You know what I mean? Lets him fly around a little bit,
Dude, ODM gear in a naval fight with 2 boats would be so broken.
Oh,
It
yeah.
would.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, if we just use like One Piece physics where people can jump like so goddamn far, I think he'd like be okay without it, honestly. I think he'd be good with straight swordplay.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of his like special moves though do come from the ODM gear, But I guess he's also fighting Titans, not people.
Right, he wouldn't need to do all that.
Yeah, he wouldn't need. He would only need to go up like what, probably 12, 15 foot or so.
It'd be fucking cool if he did, though.
Yeah.
Can you just
imagine him going off on Kaido?
Oh, not even imagine.
Sheesh.
Levi versus Pika. And Dressrosa.
That's a wrap.
Giant Stone Man. That'd be such a good fight. So he'd keep going further the nape.
It would work though.
Smashing swords on the nape. Like, why the fuck do these break? Oh, he's made of rock.
Dude, it would get so dark if he was only going for napes. It would get so dark so fast.
I think that's a good pick though. He was like second command in the scout regiment for a long time. So
right. And like, so one thing that I wanted to like think about for him was like, what would his like dream be? So we like know Zoro's is like, I want to be the greatest swordsman in the world. And I could even figure out one for Bon and Bulma. Teppa I'm having a hard time with, but I just don't know what his motivation would be to like continue throughout the story. That's the one thing I'm struggling with him. But outside of that, I think it's a solid choice.
Definitely, man.
Yeah. I don't know either, man. Levi is so mysterious and like just quiet about himself. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think his dream really is to protect his friends. That's it.
Yeah.
I
think once we became friends, like he'd be like, yeah, like I would die for these people, 100%.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll get into mine now. I don't know if I'm gonna call him my first mate. Like I still haven't decided which one's my first mate between Shikamaru and this one. But I think he has the possibility of being first mate. But this is my swordsman. His name is Kenpachi Zaraki from Bleach. And this dude is a badass, bro. Like this man is basically Zoro on steroids, probably.
The thing about Kenpachi is I think he would actually be fun to watch in One Piece because you could just tell him, hey, there's a strong motherfucker on this island. You can just let him go rampage and catch up with him later. That'd be so much fun.
I mean, it's basically what Zoro does, right? Just like, hey, bro, I'm going to go get this dude. You find the other strong thumb gun. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Nah, Kenpachi would love being in One Piece.
I feel like the problem with Kenpachi though is that he would always want to fight the strongest one, and
bro,
you wouldn't be the main character anymore, dude.
No, I would.
You'd be the side chick.
That's what they thought about Ichigo too. And look at Ichigo; he still managed to be the main character. Like, I don't even have to step off the ship, bro. Like, I can be like Shanks, just sit back, chill,
That's
while
no fun.
everybody's doing my work for me.
I want to yell "gum gum pistol" as many times as I can, dude.
Like, if my man Kenpachi wants to take on the strongest guy, he can. I'll go fight the minions. I'll keep the minions.
That's not
off
the way, bruh. That's not the way.
So
Wow.
I guess Shikamaru is the first mate and Kenpachi's the captain, and you're just kind of like there now, huh?
listen.
Damn.
And to take this even further, like we got this is like pre Grand Line, we said. So he still got his eye patch on right now. So wait till we get to Wano and he actually takes his eye patch off. I don't know if Bass gets this reference or not, but Kenpachi without the eye patch, it's over, man. It's done. It's a wrap.
Yeah, some serious. I guess since it's not spiritual pressure, would it be containing
I guess it'd be
his
Conquerors,
haki?
right?
Yeah, I guess it'd
it'd
be containing his. It'd be containing his Conqueror's haki. So yeah, that'd be a wrap, dude. I mean, his spiritual pressure is off the charts.
Yeah.
So,
good luck having a higher Conqueror's haki than that, man. Holy shit!
I think you may have like boxed yourself out of your own anime here, bud.
No, it's fine, bro. I'll keep him in wraps. Don't worry. I got
dude.
Not him being
Shikamaru's
number 3 on his
gonna help
own
me, bro.
crew. This is crazy.
Listen,
Sabotage the whole time.
I don't really think I have to worry about Dan's crew with Kenpachi on mine, but I'm kind of worried about Fastest a little bit just because, Levi's on it, but I think I got him.
When I made my decisions, I decided to pick characters who could be like at the level of what you would find before the Grand Line. And to see how they develop, like, I mean, my swordsman is a joke compared to that.
Oh yeah, that's what it's.
Yeah. Levi ain't got shit to do with Kenpachi, though.
I ain't even seen the swordsman yet.
But if you scale Kenpachi down to like a reasonable level, like it's not that.
Like, if you scaled him down to Zoro's level, he'd just be a big meathead with a sword.
Yeah,
but it's fine when he actually gets to that level. When the eye patch is coming off, where it needs to come off, man, people are gonna be in trouble. Like,
yeah, later in the story, he'd be very powerful though.
Like, I'm thinking future. You know what I mean? Like this dude is, I don't know. Like, I think he's really, really strong. Like y'all said, I might have trouble containing him, but also I think I could figure out how to keep him under wraps. Like Bass was saying, just tell him there's a strong dude and, whatever. Just let him go do his shit, bro. Yeah. He's going to snuff him out. He's going to go figure out, try to be the greatest, the strongest, so.
Yeah, that's all he wants anyway.
Yeah. So I thought it was pretty cool.
So what you got for us, Dan?
Well, so I went a little different route than Tyler here, and I didn't pick someone very scary. So I picked Gintoki from Gintama, and he's going to be my swordsman / first mate. He's unpowered with a wooden sword because that's how my man rolls. So the first reason I picked him is because every ship needs some good comedic relief, and like I'm only like 20 episodes into Gintama. But that show is so fucking funny. They make fun of every other anime there is in it. So he's already got the vibes I need for my ship. Like, my ship's just going to be a party. And surprisingly, he's actually a top tier samurai. Before he decided to hang up the metal and go with a wooden sword, he was feared by all the Yamato, which are the aliens that invade Earth. And there was this massive war between them and the Japanese samurai. So my man can box. He can fucking box with a wooden sword. He's cutting robots in half with a wooden sword. So that's got to be some that's got to be some like hidden ornament haki that's just we don't know about it yet. He's already got the moves.
He comes with it out the box. That's crazy.
His nickname is the White Yaksa, which is a type of demon in Buddhism and Hinduism. So he's got a badass nickname already. That's on par with the Pirate Hunter. That's a little more badass in my opinion. He will bring much sage-like advice to the crew. Gin always just has some wise words up his sleeve, no matter how stupid they are. He loves to use tricks and manipulation to get a step up on his foes. There's a scene where he's fighting the head of the Shinsengumi, which are like the kind of like the police in Gintama, and he's like, "Oh, you can use my sword." And it turns out before the fight, he said, "I've got to go take a shit." Ran to the bathroom and whittled down his sword around his wooden sword around the hilt. So the minute it was swung, it would snap in half. And he uses some other kid's sword and just beats the shit out of him. He's got tricks up his sleeve, man. I think this is a great pick. And he's definitely going to unlock Armament. I mean, he probably already has if he can cut robots in half. Observation Haki. And I think deep down, I'm not far enough in the anime to know yet, but I think he's the kind of guy who can unlock Conqueror's Haki.
Well, okay. I don't know why you would have your comedian, your entertainer, to be your first mate though. That's a little worrisome.
Why is that?
Well, you want your first mate to be someone you like really count on,
Oh, he's very dependable. He's just funny.
Oh,
well, the whole show is a meme, dude. Like, if you watch it dubbed, they're talking about Dwayne The Rock Johnson in like the 3rd episode.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I gotta start watching this sometime.
Yeah, that sounds interesting to me.
It's so good. You just got to get past the old 4x3 aspect. You're good to go.
That's the drawback.
But I'm really enjoying the show, and I want to talk about Gintama. So that's why we got Good Toki on the team. But I think he is a leader for his little odd jobs company, and he does have a lot of those characteristics, and he's very caring, and he helps the people out all the time. So I feel like he'd be a great first mate. And I'd laugh my ass off the whole time watching Charmy, fat as fuck with her sheep sort around making plates of food. I'm eating good. And we got Gid just joking around the whole time, man.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun. It'd be funny to have your two Senku and like Yoko. They're more like stoic, I guess. The calm, people, right? So you need to have somebody like Charmy.
Senku's pretty animated, actually.
Yeah, Senku's very animated.
He knows how to have a good time.
His facial expressions are very fun. He's like a hidden jokester.
Yes,
like 100%. he likes to fuck with people, and I'm here for that. And then Yoko, yeah, she is, she's calm and cool and collected in battle, but she's really fun outside of battle. And she's always.
Dan has the most fun crew because that's the one thing that's the one thing I'm very, very worried about mine. Between Teppa, Levi, and Bond, I'm going to be struggling for some laughs, but I think Boom will be able to keep it light. Boom is going to make us have fun, probably. I can see her doing some bullshit like that.
Well, I feel like my crew is, pretty wild card, so.
Yeah, your crew is either going to conquer the Grand Line or not even make it over Reverse Mountain. Like, there's no in between.
We're boom or bust, baby.
If you can keep Kenpachi from killing everybody, you're straight.
Yeah. Just wait until Kenpachi finds out that you've unlocked Conqueror's Haki, and he just looks at you and goes, "We're fucking boxing.
We're gonna fight to the death real quick, buddy."
Yeah. You're not even making it past freaking Fishman Island, dude. You're not even going down to the water. You're just getting tanked beforehand.
He's just gonna be like, "We need to fight now," kind of like he does Ichigo.
Yeah. What would be good though is like, if you're just like always so far ahead of him to where like he can't kill you, you'd be in a good spot. But if he ever got like relative to you, like 80-90% of your power, you're gonna have some fucking problems.
I think, as like One Piece does, I think Zoro and Luffy, I think, is a good dynamic where in that aspect. And I think Kenpachi and Luffy, could do the same as, dynamic as well. You know what I mean? So I think they could. I feel like Kenpachi and Zoro could be the same level throughout the whole show, if that makes sense. Kenpachi is pretty strong and in his own universe, so I feel like it'd be it could be looked at as the same, if that makes sense.
You just got to keep him off of the rest of your crew and yourself.
Yeah, and
that's the big challenge. Like as far as strength, I got no concerns about that at all.
Yeah, it's just a personality. He's so much of a wild card. And like I said, maybe Shikamaru can help me out with that, maybe he can kind of help me figure it out. If he gets too wild, Shikamaru can just use this thing to just stop him for a while or something. I don't know.
Him fighting Mihawk would actually be really, really good for your crew.
Yeah.
That actually could solve that, I think. But
he might actually pull it off. You never know.
No, he's not
early.
beating me. Come on, man. Come on. Yeah. So for my first mate, I picked Gold D Roger, and for my navigator, I picked Whitebeard, and for my cook, I picked Zeph. We're good. So 3 of the most legendary pirates in One Piece,
So no cap though. I was this close to picking Subaru for my
bro. I saw you had that shit written down, and I was like, "How is he gonna explain it?" What were you? So I'm not even trying to be like condescending, but what was your thought process there?
So I felt like he could be a very good tactician. Before I thought of Shikamaru, because this man can literally just go and figure out whatever intel he wants and die and just come back.
Well, it would reset everything. So
but he would keep his knowledge.
I feel like that fruit can't exist in One Piece.
I feel like I could make it happen.
What if it just reset him?
Yeah, I feel like
what if he went from a save point and he just got rewound to wherever he was?
If I would have thought about it, if I wouldn't have picked Shikamaru, if I would have thought about it a little bit more, but see, the only reason why I didn't pick him over Shikamaru is because I don't think Subaru could have navigated very well. I don't think my other crew could navigate very well either. So
he can't box at One Piece level, dude. Like I'd be worried about that.
Who, Subaru?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he'd be pretty much useless otherwise.
That's not what I was going to use him for, though. I was going to use him as easy. I felt like he was a very good tactician and leader type role in the later parts of ReZero, I thought.
Okay, I haven't seen that far yet. I mean, I'm just sitting here thinking you're going to have some anxiety-ridden kid who just goes and dies and is just petrified the entire time he's on your boat.
Yeah, well, he actually leads a movement. I wouldn't say an army, but like a movement against other people at one point, and it's actually pretty good. It goes pretty well. But obviously, his experience with dying and the experience gained through that helped him lead those charges. But like I said, if I actually would have put thought into it, if it wasn't for the fact that he couldn't really help me with navigation like Shikamaru could, I would have made it where he would be of help to me as a tactician type deal by using his return to life ability. I would have made it work. I would have figured something out. I'm pretty good at bullshitting my way out of shit. So
fair enough, my friend. Fair enough.
But yeah, what I guess that wraps it up, right? Is that all of it?
Yeah, I mean, the only other character I wanted was there's a sniper in Gundam, but I didn't think the Gundam fruit was going to fly with you guys, so I decided to not go that route.
That's fair. That's fair.
But awesome. Well, guys, we appreciate y'all hanging out. We hope you enjoyed our review and discussion of Wolf Children, as well as our One Piece cruise. Jump in the Discord, linktree.com/Anime Degens. Who would you pick from anime to join your crew? Jump in the Discord, let us know, and we'll catch you next week, guys. Peace.
Later.